to the Monarch Experience podcast. I am your host, Mr. Ancona, and here at the Monarch Experience podcast, we are all about giving students the platform to be able to voice their opinions about what matters most to them. And today, we're talking about the Super Bowl. We're talking about Super Bowl 58, which has kind of become now a Monarch Experience podcast tradition. We've got our baseball episode that we look forward to every year, and now we've got our Super Bowl preview episode that we look forward to every year. Hopefully, people not only are listening to this episode, but make sure you go back and re-experience last year's Super Bowl episode so you can tell us what fools we were for all the predictions that we made. And then after the Super Bowl is over, you can listen to this one again, take notes, and you can go at Gabriel, you can go at Rafi, and you can go at Adi, and of course myself, and tell us what fools we were and the predictions and how they were all wrong somehow. But before we get to any of that, make sure you follow us on our social media accounts. You know how to use the internet. Do it. Let's do it. We've got Gabriel for the first time on the podcast. Gabriel, what's going on?
I'm doing well.
Wonderful. What's your favorite team?
Cowboys.
Ah,
Cowboys.
boo. Too bad. Who's your favorite Cowboy player of all time?
Michael Irvin.
Nice.
I somehow knew
Number
Gabriel was going to say that.
88.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Cowboy player currently?
CeeDee Lamb.
Rafi, how are you?
Hi.
Rafi's looking deep into my eyes right now, not saying anything.
His
Hello.
face is also bright red.
Suddenly, I am afraid. Why is your face bright red?
I don't know.
Could it be a sign that the Chiefs may win? Let's hope not.
Both teams are
Both
red.
teams are red.
Oh, shoot. Never mind. Rafi, Rafi, howdy doody, first of all.
What?
Howdy
Howdy
doody.
doody.
This thing goes off the rails real fast. You think that it gets crazy? Actually, you guys don't respond in your class. We'll get to you in a minute, Adi, all right? Just stay over there. Rafi, howdy doody. So we broke him.
Can I answer for
we
him?
broke Adi. Answer for him. Howdy doody.
I think Rafi is doing very fine on this very, very fabulous day, and he's happy to be recording the podcast episode here with me.
Okay, now that I am-
on today, February the 1st, 2024, the year of our Lord. Thank you for interpreting. You're like his lawyer. So Rafi, what's your favorite team?
Actually, maybe
I
not.
am a Giants fan, very sadly.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yes. You haven't had a good QB in the past 10 years.
Eli Manning retired 7 years ago?
Yeah, jeez, it's been a while.
Yeah, out of his
Spin
prime.
Rafi, who's your favorite Giant of all time?
Eli Manning.
All right. Who's your favorite Giant currently?
Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau.
All right. Okay.
Interesting.
It's a fun name to say.
Very fun name to say.
Thibodeau.
I have a jersey.
Ignore the X. Thibodeau. Thibodox. Great to have you back on, Rafi.
He's definitely way too tired of me.
Wait, notice how quiet it got after that. And then, of course, last, always least,
Okay, all right.
Adi,
all
you're
right.
going to be the punching bag for this episode. So just I don't know Gabriel well enough.
I was the punching bag last time.
Rafi has already done his time. It's great to have you on the podcast finally. Favorite team?
The Bills.
Obviously, he's wearing a Bills hoodie proudly. Who's your favorite Bills player all time?
Matt Milano.
Matt Milano.
All time?
All
Very
time?
Interesting choice.
Because I couldn't say O.J. Simpson.
No, you cannot say O.J. Simpson. Especially, I think the only way you can say O.J. Simpson, I think, would be if you were alive to watch him play.
True.
Where you could be like, I saw greatness.
So not Jim Kelly?
No.
He lost too many Super Bowls.
4.
I mean, he got to 4. That's one of the most impressive feats in any team in any sport. To get to 4 in a row, to have the resolve and the focus, to have no Super Bowl hangover or no drop off. Look at the Eagles. Don't look too far. Look at the Eagles. They get to the Super Bowl last year. They're a buzzsaw of a team. They lose, and they're falling apart. They fell apart this season.
I mean, they started the season 10-1.
I know, but they fell apart. And that's kind of what's indicative of a lot of Super Bowl, not just winners, but more so, I think, and we can look historically at this, but the Super Bowl losers, too, are the ones that the next year really struggle to get their footing back. Who's your favorite current player?
I'm probably going to have to say Khalil Shakir.
All right.
That's an interesting
That's
one.
a good
Very
answer.
interesting choice.
That's an interesting one.
Not Josh Allen. All
I
right.
hate
Not,
There's
Josh
too many
Allen.
picks.
you do?
I hate Josh Allen. I hate his game.
I love Josh Allen.
I do not like Josh Allen.
52-yard rushing touchdown.
My brother is a huge Josh Allen fan.
I feel like every single team that has tried to like develop a QB with a coach, Reich with Carolina, Urban Meyer with Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback always has a terrible rookie season. So I feel like if you just hire the best coach, don't hire
is
a
your
coach to
prediction
develop
for
it.
Super Bowl?
Hire a good QB coach. Don't hire a good head
agree.
coach.
I agree. I agree with it, and I disagree with it because I think the two examples you did bring up, those were bad fits, and those were bad coaches in the wrong spot. Like, but I do agree. I think it's very short-sighted to go, we're going to hire this coach because he's a QB guru. Well, that helps, but you should have an offensive coordinator and you should have a QB
versus like the Texans, who had probably the best rookie QB ever. They drafted a
Ever?
That's insane.
best rookie QB ever. Yes. Are you gonna? Is anyone gonna debate me on that?
Insanity.
Well, that's
Is anyone?
we're
gonna
not
debate me
prepared to
on
argue this.
Oh God.
that?
I mean,
I don't
45-14 against a potential Coach of the Year candidate is kind of like.
True.
So they after drafting
rookie quarterback.
after being the worst team in the league.
Gabriel's jumping on stuff right here.
After being the worst team in the league and drafting a QB, they hired a rookie coach who was a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And then
You hire the best guy who's the CEO.
Andrew Luck.
No, I don't know. I think what helped. Andrew Luck was meant to come in and save the franchise, and they were higher expectations, I think, than C.J. Stroud with the Texans.
Yes.
So I kind of think C.J. Stroud's got the edge there.
Yeah, I think you could also make an argument that C.J. Stroud made it this far in the playoffs without Tank Dell, who got injured in week 15 or 16,
Yeah.
I think
True.
it
He had a
was.
wide
Without-
receiver room led
yes.
by Nico Collins.
Tank Dell,
Yeah.
Tank Dell, and he also beat the Browns without Nico Collins.
Anyway, let's keep this baby rolling. So, does anyone care for me to tell you my favorites?
Sure.
I
Alright,
think
okay,
I think we've seen and heard enough.
Mr. Ancona, who is your favorite all-time Broncos player?
Oh, my God. That's an easy one. It's Rod Smith. Current player? Who's there to like? Javonte Williams.
Cortland Sutton.
I love Javonte Williams. Just an awesome running back. I like my bruising running backs. Speaking of Javonte Williams, golly, I love wings. And I would argue there is no better food for a Super Bowl. There's no more synonymous food when you think football than some wings. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong. What's a more synonymous football food? Celery and baby
Ranch.
carrots?
Baby carrots and celery.
Ranch.
If we ask
Anything-
Sienna,
anything
she
with
might
ranch is
say
good.
celery. Shout out to Sienna. What's the most synonymous food you can think of with football?
Probably like, I think like I once went to a party that like had like TV outdoors, right? So that was really cool, and you know they have a grill.
Okay.
So like, well, you better not say hot dogs. I wasn't gonna say hot dogs.
Summer food. That is nonsense. You don't eat hot dogs are like wearing white. You wear white after Memorial Day and you stop at Labor Day.
What?
Yeah, that's like a very women's fashion thing.
I don't
right?
follow that.
You-
No, because if you wear any darker
If
colors,
you
then
eat
they'll
hot
absorb
dogs
the
in the
heat.
month of
Yeah.
February, you're just like not a.
I agree.
No, I'm saying
I don't even
I was
Yeah.
gonna say burgers. Like
Burgers?
just, yeah.
Ooh,
All
I agree.
right.
I agree.
Okay.
And
I don't
think-
really
I also
agree,
think
but I see
not
where
just
you're
not just burgers. I think, nobody really eats like a proper dinner.
I
on
agree.
Super
That's
Bowl
why I was
night.
like,
Yeah.
burgers, that's a meal. I'd rather have a whole bunch of like pickings.
Yeah, like chips or like chips and dip, something like that.
My son and I are going to do a Doritos taste test. He's super excited to like stay up and watch the Super Bowl. So we're going to get as many different Doritos flavors that we can possibly find and just like basically taste through all of them.
And you
So-
rank them.
What's that?
And you rank them.
Ooh, I like that too. And then of course we're going to rank them. We're guys. That's what we do.
I think that there was one channel I saw like that where they do it, but with like Gatorade flavors, like
Ooh,
international
I
snacks.
like-
It's like mythical something.
Gatorade flavors. That's a good one too. Rafi, favorite Super Bowl food?
Chips and dip, probably.
Chips
or,
and
like
dip?
Crackers and dip, like anything with a
Okay.
dip.
Crackers.
Crackers?
Crackers.
crackers?
Crackers
Wow.
on
Crackers
the
and
Super Bowl?
Crackers. Yeah. The Super Bowl, you can eat whatever you want. It's actually the biggest waste of food day
Yeah.
like ever. Like there's just like metric
That's
tons
true.
of like food that gets thrown into dumps.
Or like,
But
I've never
also
heard.
like
It's also
wings,
the most
wings.
consumed food day, more than Thanksgiving. and you're gonna
Oh.
eat crackers.
I would put
For real.
wings up there.
Like,
too.
how are you gonna
Wings?
pull in a cracker?
What dip? Or what are you a dip fan of? Buffalo dip.
Olive oil. Watch that. He's gonna say that.
He's like a true Italian. He's gonna
I'm
dip
not
some
even
bread in
Italian.
the olive oil, get a little bit
I'm
of
not
salt.
even Italian.
Obviously, we can tell with your crackers, not some good semolina bread. Rafi, what kind of dip? Spinach dip? Buffalo dip? 7-layer dip? I don't like that too much.
No, 7-layer
Too many
dip is the
layers.
goat.
I don't like that. Too many things.
Too
in
many
there.
things.
So
I've
what
never
kind of
had
dip?
a similar.
What kind of dip?
It's not even that much.
know.
It's like
I-
they say layers, and then you just sprinkle like beans in there, sprinkle
Yeah.
cheese in there. It's not even actual layers.
Rafi?
I actually don't know what kind of dip I would.
He's eating plain crackers.
No.
Somebody send this guy some real food during the Super Bowl.
That's
Oh,
the first
man.
time I ever heard Rafi had a loss of words for food.
Yeah, he's just like, no, I just sit and I eat dry dry crackers and room temperature water. Oh my God, Rafi.
We can do ice water.
My family allows me ice water because it's a treat, because it's the Super Bowl. But you get 1 cube of ice. Poor Rafi. All right, we're going to start a GoFundMe for you. All right, and it's going to be get Rafi either a dip for his crackers.
I think Rafi already has.
I
enough at
changed my
lunch.
answer to wings. I like wings.
Ah, yeah, sure. Gabriel, what about you?
I'm going back to what Audie said. Hamburgers.
Yeah, wow, you guys are eating like a meal.
Yeah, but I feel
I don't like
no,
eating
no,
a
no,
meal.
because I feel
don't
like
know. I
you
like
have
eating crackers.
you have an iconic Super Bowl food like chips and dip, and then you have like a pizza slice or a burger, and then I feel like you end it off with like something small. Like,
Okay.
I feel like,
Pizza's
I
good.
feel
I
like
would
it's-
put pizza
I
on
feel
there.
like it's like a climactic roller coaster. It's like small and then like you know what I'm saying?
Just
Yeah.
wrecking havoc on your digestive
Yeah.
system. The next morning is rough.
I feel
Yeah.
like pizza's too basic though, like, cause you could like, I know there's some families that like will have pizza like once a week. Like there's
Yeah,
like
I-
pizza's too
I
basic.
agree.
Once a week.
That's
is-
why I like the whole like get wings, get some chips, get some appetizer kind of things. That's where my head
Those
is
are like
usually
that.
at.
That's the three. That's like the three that everyone said. But yeah, I agree.
I may get.
Wings and chips.
I have a smoker, so I may smoke a rack of ribs and do that because I think like ribs are a great like. I think it's gotta be hand picking stuff, and then wings. And this place mostly smoked on Route 9 is a barbecue place, and they've got the best dry wings. So I'm gonna go quick round table since we're talking about wings. Sauce or dry? Sauce or dry, Adi?
Sauce.
Sauce?
Sauce.
or dry?
dry.
I love dry. I'm going dry.
All right,
You
we're
get the
two to
right
two.
rub.
Oh, lemon
Oh,
pepper
Rafi,
rub.
what- Rafi,
lemon
what
pepper
sauce
The
rub.
do you
lemon
like?
pepper, man, yeah, because that like Buffalo Wild Wings,
Buffalo Wild Wings lemon
their
pepper
lemon
rub.
pepper is awesome.
It's insane.
Yeah, and you don't need sauce. All right, let's keep talking about some Super Bowl stuff. Obviously, commercials are going to be a huge part of it. It's no secret that companies pay tons of money. How much money, you ask? This year, a 2024 30-second commercial ad is going to be going close to $7 million.
Wow.
Why, you ask? Because 115 million people watched last year's Super Bowl. So when you think about the influence that you can have with 30 seconds for your brand, whether it's long-term or short-term, it makes, if you can afford it, and these companies can, you absolutely should go ahead and do it. What are some brands we know we're going to see? And by know, I mean we can pretty much guarantee that they are going to have a commercial for the Super Bowl.
Coke, Pepsi. Coke and
Coke,
Pepsi.
Apple.
yeah, Coke, Pepsi, Apple.
Betting apps,
Oh
FanDuel
my
Sportsbook.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Yes.
FanDuel Cricket Destiny.
And I imagine they're going to be probably some of the more creative ones, which is awesome. Car commercials.
All the sports books that sponsor the NFL, so they can
Yeah.
suspend
DraftKings.
their players for
Oh,
betting.
because they're literally advertising in the middle of the game for their product, and it's the only. I would argue it's maybe one of the only, aside from maybe like beer, because if you're at a bar you can buy the product, but it's the only other product that you can like. You see the commercial for and can jump on and like purchase the product or engage in the product. You can't just go out and get Doritos if you're at home. Like you're not going to leave your house, but you can easily open up a betting app and go and do that. So yeah, great call. I'm going to say probably Budweiser is going to be another one. Doritos is going to be another one. You guaranteed to see.
Miller Lite guaranteed.
Yeah, Miller Lite. All of these are going to be huge. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game. There's some really big historical context in this, and I think that's kind of where we start. And I love these kind of storylines. I think they're really interesting when you think about like a legacy of players, a legacy of coaches. Rafi, legacy of coaches. We got some big shoes to fill, and we got some big company to join in on. I like the wording of that.
Historical context. So, If the Chiefs win, Andy Reid will join Bill Belichick, Chuck Noll, Bill Walsh, and Joe Gibbs, and he will become the 5th coach of all time to win 3 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, those are Hall of Famers, right?
Yeah, those
Joe
are Hall of
Gibbs.
Famers. I think Andy Reid's already a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
but-
he already is. But I think you're just cementing yourself as being in that top echelon. When we talk about shoes to fill, though, I think one of the more fun storylines is seeing Kyle Shanahan, son of former Broncos head coach and Super Bowl winning head coach Mike Shanahan. The Mike Shanahan coaching tree, when you start looking at who's come off of it, like Sean McVay, it's a huge.
If you look at, I'll look it up right now while we're talking. But the Commanders, when Mike Shanahan was the coach of the Commanders, you look, they show that on the TV every time the 49ers play. Like the 7.
Which blows my mind because they keep showing Mike
things.
Shanahan for his 1 year or 2 years with the Redskins, and they were the Redskins at the time, and they're like, look at the coaching tree he had, and it's like that's. Mike Shanahan's known as a Bronco head coach. Like he won 2 Super Bowls back to back with the Broncos. Like that's who he is. But that coaching staff he had in Washington was unbelievable. Rafi, you got some names on there?
Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Sean McVay was the tight ends coach. LaFleur was the quarterbacks coach. Mike McDaniel was the offensive assistant.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Those are some names.
Yeah, those are some names.
Yeah.
Those are the top coaches in the league.
Yeah.
Also, another thing to add about Andy Reid is that Andy Reid, with Belichick and Pete Carroll both like technically getting fired without getting fired, Andy Reid is now the oldest head coach in the NFL.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah. And Seattle went from the oldest head coach to the youngest head coach ever,
who's half the age.
Younger than me. So wow, I'm feeling. What am I doing with my life? Right? Just kidding.
Be an NFL head coach.
And then, of course, the connection, which is obviously going to get overplayed or played at some point if you're unfamiliar with it. You've got Christian McCaffrey, son of former Broncos wide receiver Ed McCaffrey, who won 3 Super Bowls with Mike Shanahan. One was when Mike Shanahan was offensive coordinator of the 49ers, and then Ed McCaffrey was a wide receiver. But be careful. Ed McCaffrey is known as a scrap heap, was not a player on the 49ers and the Giants. They brought him onto the Broncos, and he was like, let's see what happens, mainly as like a big physical receiver who can run block down the field. And he became a superstar on the Broncos in those back-to-back championship years. People are going to make a big deal that he won a Super Bowl with the 49ers. He had 11 catches that year, less than 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns the year that he, quote, won a Super Bowl with the 49ers. So they're going to make that connection. It's a cute connection of like, oh, father-son coaching, all that. But Ed McCaffrey is a Bronco, and he is a beloved Bronco.
The Broncos fan casually saying that.
Yeah, like getting a little bit hot about it. Where like Mike Shanahan, they're showing pictures of him where he was like a bad head coach of the Washington Redskins back in 2012 and way earlier than that. 2009 to 2013 how many years was he there for?
When did Mike Shanahan?
He got fired from the Broncos in 08
coach the
or after 08.
Redskins.
He was 2010 to
2013.
2013. Yeah.
So he took a year off.
2010 to 13.
Yeah, so he took a year off. Wow, he was there longer than I thought, and he ruined RG3's career.
It's true.
He made him get back on the field with a torn ACL and was like, get back out there. You don't need your legs. Yeah. All right.
Throw with your arms.
So super, super interesting. Has this ever happened before? Have we found anything where any kind of coach-father or father-son duo has been done before?
Not in the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Well, not as a player and a coach. Linebacker Steve Diassi won the 1986 and 1990 Super Bowls with the Giants as a backup linebacker, and his son was the long snapper for the Giants, Zach Diassi.
And there is no more important position than the long snapper, obviously.
Long snapper for the Giants for the 07 and 11 rings.
So, like, I guess, like, then this, like, matchup right here, like, Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan, Ed McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
All 4 of them have had great careers within football. So, like Steve Diassi, like, he's a backup linebacker. So, I feel like, not that it wouldn't count, obviously
is
it
this
happened.
more impressive or less impressive?
Yeah, I feel like if
Adi, what are your thoughts?
I think if like it was just two of them and they were really good, I feel like it would be less impressive because like they're obviously more skilled and they probably, since this was farther back, they probably have a better roster, more support in this time. But there's four of them. There's double the amount. Like Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan, and McCaffrey.
The connection's like really rooted in father son.
Also, I think if Ed
Interesting.
I also think if Ed and Christian McCaffrey do the same thing that Steve and Zach Diassi did, it would be more impressive because they actually played, and like Zach Diassi played, but he snapped the ball on a field goal.
I guess.
Don't underestimate the long snapper.
There may be some long snappers
You see
listening right here that are going to get very angry.
Yeah.
I think I understand what you're saying. They're playing in more prominent positions: wide receiver, running back,
And they're very good at it.
And they're very good at it.
I just want to point out.
Go ahead, Gabriel.
The Shanahan family, no, not the Shanahan, the McCaffrey family. All three of their sons, have played football at a high level. One of their sons is a quarterback for Michigan. One of their sons is a wide receiver for Rice. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And then Mike McCaffrey was a wide receiver for the Packers. So that McCaffrey family has deep football roots.
It's in the DNA.
And can do nothing to compete with the Mannings or the Watts.
And it's awesome to see a running back be that prominently displayed on a team that loves to run the ball. Like, they want to run the ball nonstop.
And then the Panthers threw him away to the 49ers, and now the 49ers team is even more stacked than they already were with Deebo Samuel and Brandon
Kyle-
Ayuk.
Kyle Shanahan literally said, "We don't care." Like, I was watching the NFC Championship game, and then on the broadcast, the broadcasters were saying, Kyle Shanahan has been quoted as saying, "I don't care if they're filling the box with defenders, with linebackers. The defense is not dictating our main offense, which is basically running the ball with McCaffrey."
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's Shanahan way. Like, Mike Shanahan was the same way. It was we run the ball with a dominant running back, and you can stack the box, but you can't stop him because he's still a weapon out of the backfield. That's what makes Christian McCaffrey so incredible. Plus, they've got Deebo Samuel, right? They've got George Kittle. Like, they have so many legitimate weapons that they can use to exploit any team.
And Brandon Ayuk, who you can technically say was single-handedly the reason for maybe their win over the Lions.
Since 1999, every single Super Bowl winning team has paid 0.8% or less of their total salary paid to the running back.
Because the league...
They have not paid running backs highly at all.
Because running backs are easily expendable.
Yes.
You can get similar production for a cheaper value.
If the 49ers win the Super Bowl, that will completely demolish that statistic because Christian McCaffrey is such an impactful player.
And then you know what happens then. The offseason.
People start to value running backs more.
Teams start, and then they devalue wide receivers.
But
which
he's
you're
actually
starting to see now is starting to kind of the trend, and it'll go back up and it'll go back down. Where receivers are not going to make as much money because you're going to see that you can get really good receivers in the second and third round. And if you look at some of these guys that are receivers for both teams, they're not high-profile picks.
Round 2, pick 4 for Deebo.
Round 2. Okay,
You're talking about Rashi Rice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean Deebo Samuel. If he was picked
I looked
in
up
this,
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice. Deebo Samuel.
He was the number 50. He was the 55th pick, so second
Deebo
round.
Samuel.
No, Rashee Rice.
Rashee Rice.
I want a Rashee Rice.
So second round, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to go and get a guy. That's kind of been the running back way over the last, honestly, 25 years.
And that's a really good example because it's recent. That was this year. He's a rookie.
Yeah. Like,
He's a rookie, and he's
you don't need to go and get a
bad.
receiver like a CeeDee Lamb in the first round.
Yeah.
Yes, it worked out, but for every CeeDee Lamb, there's going to be Henry
And
Ruggs.
Jalen Reagor.
And there's going to be guys that, like, you can get similar production way later on down the line in the draft that you don't need to pay this big money for. That's how running backs have always been valued. That's where, like, Zeke Elliott and Saquon getting drafted was such a hot topic of, you're really going to pick a running back at 2? You're really going to pick a running back at 4 in the draft when their shelf life is like 4 or 5 years?
We should have picked Ramsey.
And yeah. And like, it's crazy to see that it's kind of shifting now, because if they win and they do it running the ball.
Isaiah Pacheco, the Chiefs running back, he went to Rutgers, and he wasn't supposed to even be like the starting running back or the star running back that he is now.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be third string or fourth string.
Where was he picked?
Round 5.
Not very high.
Round 5, yeah. I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome to kind of see how different teams shape their roster.
And then now Hilaire's second string. and he was picked 32nd, if I believe.
32nd, that is
32nd.
correct.
So you can just see the discrepancy there. First round pick is second string to the 5th round pick.
Patrick Mahomes is in his early 20s, or mid-20s, I'm sorry. And he has 14 playoff games won, which is third all-time behind Joe Montana with 16 and Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't hit... Mahomes is 28 years old. Brady didn't get to 14 playoff wins until he was 34 years old.
That's
And Mahomes has 14 right now at age 28.
Whoa.
That's pretty crazy when you think
here's another thing with draft
how
picks.
long this Chiefs run maybe goes for. God, I hope it ends.
I mean, Brady only won like 2 championships in his first like decade of playing.
3
No.
championships.
He
Oh
won.
yeah, well against the Seahawks.
Well, I don't know how old he was actually.
He won 3 in his first 4 years,
Yeah,
and then
it was 01, 03, 04.
And then he went undefeated and lost to the Giants because
Yep.
the Giants are amazing.
Well, they
Then he
didn't
lost
win
to the
one
Giants
from
again.
04 until 2016,
17.
No, earlier.
No,
11,
14.
12, 13, 14.
14,
And then they
but
went on that teens run again.
Right, because why
but-
would you hand it off to Marshawn Lynch?
But yeah, right. Why would you? Yeah, when Russell Wilson could just throw a pick. Crazy. So like really interesting stuff then with there. And then I think when you look at like back to back, because the Chiefs won last year. Like if they win, the last team to go back to back was the Patriots. I love that like that seamless conversation. We're talking about the Patriots here. Patriots went back to back in 03, 04. My Broncos went back to back 97, 98.
Brady's
Then-
second and third ring.
Cowboys.
What's that?
Brady's second and
Yeah,
third ring.
second and third rings. I mean, so when you go back
And it
to
would
back,
be Mahomes' second and third ring.
yes. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, weird parallel. The fun thing with the parallel,
In
if you
the
want to start,
23,
if you want to
24,
start,
3-4,
23, 24, 03, 04, Illuminati
And
confirmed.
now we're getting into the superstitions.
Yeah, now we've basically gonna. All right, guys, put on your tinfoil hats. That's actually really, I like that. That's very cool. The whole like Mahomes winning more playoff games by the time it's all said and done. Can he chase? I don't think you could even talk about chasing Brady until you get to 5.
True.
Like
Chase
he's
Montana.
got 2. When you get to 5, we can start talking about getting to 7 because that's insane to be able to do that because it's never been done.
I think even if the Chiefs lose this year, we could still call them the dynasty because they made the AFC Championship.
Disagree with that
Mahomes-
so
no,
much.
No,
Mahomes
no.
has never
If
had-
you're a dynasty, you're winning it.
Yeah, you're winning it.
Mahomes has
think
never not made it to the AFC Championship. He's never
that-
not made it.
That's a crazy. Like, all right, Adi. Are the Bills a dynasty in the '90s,
No.
losing
No.
4 in a row?
No.
Right. I think like getting there and losing doesn't make it a dynasty. Because would
Exactly.
you say that Seahawks were a dynasty
No.
because they won 1 and
Then they
lost
lost
1?
it.
The
But
next
that
year.
was
Like,
2 years. That wasn't the
they-
dynasty.
Those like 3 years in between those like outside years, they like just like the Bills, like it's the divisional round losses.
Okay.
The Chiefs,
But they're
they-
getting
not-
there
Yeah, not only have
consistently.
they made it to the AFC Championship game, they've constantly hosted the AFC Championship game
Yeah.
as a higher seed.
Yeah.
This is actually the first time they had it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, winning road games.
Mhm,
So I
mhm.
mean that's huge. I think this Chiefs team is built really differently.
Especially because
I think when they lost, I think when he lost to Tom Brady, it was also away.
I think if they win 2 in a row, back to back is like, I mean, you look at some of these teams that have done it, and it's the 97-98 Broncos, the 92-93 Cowboys, 88-89 Niners. The Cowboys teams are your Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikmans, right?
Triplets.
It's the triplets, yeah. The 49ers, it's your Montana team. Like,
I mean, like, look
the
at this-
Steelers in the 70s twice did it. That's your Bradshaw,
right?
Lynn
Yeah.
Swan, like
Steel Curtain.
Franco Harris, like
Steel Curtain.
Steel Curtain, right? These are like your iconic franchises. The 72 Dolphins,
The
like the
invincible
undefeated like,
Dan Marino.
Dolphins.
Don
No, not
Shula?
Don. No, not
Oh,
Dan
yeah.
Marino.
Was it Don
I'm
Shula?
tweaking, yeah.
Shula.
Like, but that's what's nuts is like when you go back to back, you are an iconic team. You don't do it by accident. You don't
I mean, like-
stumble into it. So if the Chiefs do it, yeah, you're absolutely, I think, looking at a dynasty because it's not just back to back. It's eerily similar to the Patriots, where you are doing 2 out of 3, right? You're doing back
Second-
to back. Your second one is where the 2 in a row starts.
But I feel like-
second and third.
But I feel like not the Patriots, the Chiefs are so different from all these teams. Like the Patriots, they had a bona fide like star pack team. The Cowboys obviously had Deion Sanders, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith. You had stars across the board. 49ers, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. I mean, all these teams had like bona fide star receivers.
Yeah, you look at the Steelers; they're like their household names. Yeah. So what are you saying about the Chiefs?
So I feel like the Chiefs have obviously star quarterback, star tight end, but I feel like their wide receiver room is by committee.
Yeah.
Pacheco is a good player, but I feel like he's not like to the level of Emmett.
These aren't names.
Smith.
Yeah, that's a great point.
If Pacheco,
Does that make it more impressive?
That makes it more impressive.
Yeah.
And especially on Andy Reid's part, like coaching these teams to back-to-backs when all these other coaches had Michael Irvin, they had Tom Brady, the greatest player of all time. Like I feel like it's more difficult to coach a team back-to-back with a wide receiver by committee. Not the best, like not the stars pack team.
Gabriel, I think that's so fascinating. I think that's a really interesting point. And Rafi, I want to get to you in a second, especially because you then could prove that you can do this long-term. Because then you can just keep drafting well and keep pulling guys into your system because this Chiefs defense looks really, really good. I want to talk about some of these matchups in a second. I think it's a dynasty if they win another one. I hate it. I think if they lose, people will then start wondering, like, is it a dynasty? Can you be? And I agree with Gabriel. It cannot be a dynasty if you don't win this Super Bowl. You can come back next year and win, and I think then you could start saying you're a dynasty because you're like 1 year on, 1 year off. I mean, I'm not even going to say 1 year off. Is it an off year if you're making it to the Super Bowl and losing? That's pretty crazy.
That's true.
Rafi, go ahead. I would take that. I know you would take that. You would take that. You would take that, right? To have an off year and lose in the Super Bowl?
I mean, I think Audie's had too much of seeing Super Bowl losses.
He's never seen a Super Bowl loss in his life. It was in the 90s.
The Bills in general.
Oh, yeah, I pulled up highlights from the 1990 Super Bowl.
Leave Audie alone, Rafi. Let's talk about the game a little bit more. Some in-depth matchups. We're talking about a lot of historical data and stuff like that, and I think that's really interesting. I think the biggest area of strength for the Chiefs, aside from Patrick Mahomes, I would even argue it's not Patrick Mahomes because he's turning the ball over at a greater rate this year, I think, than any year he's played. And they're not this prolific offense like they have been. I think it's their pass rush and their corners. And Chris Jones now isn't a one-man wrecking crew. They've got edge rushers. Their corners have been fantastic. Sneed, I believe, is like
Sneed is
an 81 on Pro Football Focus if you give that any value.
Been amazing as well.
He's single-handed.
They are
McDuffie's a first-team All-Pro slot corner.
They are just their defense. This is the best defense that they've
Without
had.
him, you could argue they might not even have made it to the Super Bowl.
I agree.
Because he knocked the ball out of Zay Flowers' hands in the conference championship.
I think their defense is really what's going to be an interesting matchup against the 49ers offense because the Niners are like a juggernaut on offense. Second in points per game, first in total yards per game. And then when you look at the Chiefs, second in points per game. So that to me is like one of the most interesting matchups is you've got a team that scores a ton and then against a team that doesn't let you score a ton.
Could we argue that the Chiefs' defense is more important to the team than the offense?
I think so. I totally think so.
Yeah.
Because look at what his receivers have done to him all year. And they've still gotten this far. Receivers have been horrible this year.
Oh, yeah.
The drops have been unbelievable.
Kadarius Toney is single-handedly the reason we beat them in like week 14.
God, yeah, Toney is. But I think that's what's so interesting is you're going to see the strength against the strength. You've got the Niners rushing game, 140.5 yards per game, third ranked in the league, going against the Chiefs rushing game, which is going to be the biggest area of weakness. Can they stop the Niners rushing it? And they're average. They're 17th. So that to me is like that's the matchup to look at is going to be their running game because you know they want to run it against the Chiefs' biggest weakness on both sides of the ball probably is their rushing defense.
Well, yeah, they're third in the league in rushing, and the Chiefs, they're like average, like 17th. Yeah. Even in, the Chiefs' passing defense is good. Even in their offense rushing, like Chiefs, like their offense is 18th. They're still average as well. And the 49ers rushing defense is 5th. So I think 49ers will definitely have this game in rushing. I think it comes up to the wide receivers, which we know for the Chiefs haven't been as.
And let's say they double team Kelce, they take away Kelce. Who does Mahomes throw to?
Yeah, but every team says that they're going to do that. It's like somehow Kelce ends up having a game where it's like he's got 7 catches for 95 yards at halftime.
True.
Right, and 2 touchdowns, and you're like, you're guarding Kelce's the weapon.
Exactly.
Like you just can't take him away.
I think not only is Mahomes a tremendous player, but there's tremendous chemistry between Mahomes and Kelce. Like, there's so many plays where, like,
Not as much chemistry as there is between Kelce and Taylor Swift.
we'll get into that
Is
later.
is that a transition into the next?
No,
segment?
no, let's not. Go ahead.
We're
What were you
gonna-
gonna say?
There are plays, like, if you listen to, like, Mahomes coming on Travis Kelce's podcast, like, there's plays where they're, like, or, like, they talk about it in post-game interviews, like, that was not his route, but they both saw the same thing pre-play.
Yeah, yeah.
And he just ran the wrong route, and Mahomes threw it to him, and he knew that
Oh,
Travis
they were-
Kelce was going to go there.
I think
Locked
it's
down.
Or,
even
like-
more surprising for Kelce as well because Kelce, like, as a tight end, he only has, like, I guess you could say size. Like, he has good hands, but, like, every wide receiver should have that, right?
Unfortunately, the Chiefs don't have
yeah.
that. Don't
Yeah.
have that
No, but,
privilege.
like, Kelce, yeah. But, like, the only other player that I could potentially see that in is Tyreek Hill. There's been so many clips online about him running the wrong route, but because of his speed
Oh my
and
God,
his
his speed is
size and
insane.
agility, he just goes for the touchdown anyway.
You know what's crazy too is like they won a Super Bowl last year, the year that they got rid of Tyreek Hill, and like
That's another
look
thing
back.
that,
is
like,
that is the ultimate like.
we
yeah,
don't
I know
care.
we won with him, but we
Wait.
also don't need him. Like we can't afford
That's
him.
what I'm saying. But now that teams see that the Chiefs, without a bona fide,
I think you're totally right, man.
Yeah.
And I think you're gonna see teams start to copy this. How many drops can the Chiefs receivers overcome and still be able to win?
Max 10.
10 drops.
10
10
drops.
drops in a game.
Yeah.
That's
Patrick
a lot.
Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is him.
No,
That's what I'm
Drops,
saying,
bro.
Ha-
let's say
Patrick
that
Mahomes-
Wow.
let's say there's 2 drops per drive.
Bold.
That's 5 missed. That's 5 like drives basically gone in the garbage. Because let's say
Yeah.
you have a drop on first down. Let's say you have a run on second down, second 5. Then you have another drop on third down. Your drive is
They
done.
could still combine for so many points. Like during the
The,
entire.
Mahomes is just so good that
Do you
he's
think
going to go
do you
through
think
all the
Chiefs-
drops. It
do
doesn't
you think
matter.
the Chiefs can be that explosive on offense?
Yeah, because like if you
Wow.
look at like their last 2 games, like I don't think they didn't drop much in the Ravens game, but in the Bills game they didn't score all of the fourth quarter, and they still all amounted to 51 points.
Yeah.
Them together.
The Chiefs have 44 drops.
44 drops.
On
Who's
the-
second?
Browns.
What-
Browns,
how many?
42.
Oh, that's not a big drop off at all.
The
Yeah.
Chiefs,
And then the
so,
Cowboys
Audie,
are
you said
37.
10.
Rams
Audie,
are 36.
You said 10. The Chiefs dropped 2.5 passes a game this season.
okay,
I can
so the
guarantee you
Chiefs
30.
are the
I'm
worst
saying
in
that's how many
drops.
they can
Yeah.
afford.
The Chiefs are
So,
worst in
yeah.
drops, but the drop off behind them isn't
Is
enormous.
not.
Yeah.
Well, half of the Cowboys drops is
That
CeeDee
doesn't
Lamb.
make their accomplishment any less impressive in the world of suck, though.
True.
I kind of see this game going the route of the Tampa Bay Kansas City game from a few years ago. I can see Mahomes running for his life, getting pressured nonstop, and then because of that pressure, getting frustrated that guys are dropping the ball and like his throws are going to be. I mean, he can still make off-kilter throws all over the field, but I think that's going to start throwing off any kind of rhythm to this game. It's still going to be really close. Like even that being said, I still think it's going to be an incredibly close game. But I'm going to make my pick. I'm going to say 49ers 34-27.
Okay, there's your pick.
And it's going to feel like, at a time, the Niners are going to run away with it, and then people are going to start going, oh, crap. Are the Chiefs going to make a comeback like they did against the Niners? We didn't even talk about that part. But are they going to make that comeback against the Niners in the fourth quarter like they did their first Super Bowl win 4 years ago? I think the fact that, like, they have a quarterback, which, gosh darn it, how lucky are they? Finding a quarterback
Wilson.
at the end of the Mr. Irrelevant. Like, good for you.
That's what I was just about to say.
And
Another like
he's-
because
and
we were
he's
talking
awesome.
about, we were talking about late round picks before. Like the latest you could possibly
latest you
get
can possibly
is
pick.
is finishing top 3 in MVP this year. Like
Yeah.
that's
And
Yeah.
the fact that the most like relevant Mr. Relevant was Ryan Suckup, the kicker for the Tennessee Titans for like 5 years.
Interesting.
Buccaneers.
Really?
He was the most relevant Mr. Relevant.
I love
And then
that-
we come to
I
Brock
love
Purdy.
that phrase, the most relevant Mr. Irrelevant. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Gabriel, what's your pick? We gotta get to what everyone is hoping for now. Nobody gives a darn about my picks. We gotta get to your picks.
I'm gonna go Chiefs. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I think
Yeah?
it's gonna be around 28-24. 4.
I
He calls
love
that a low-scoring game.
That's not by any means a low score.
That's a low-scoring game for these two offenses.
For a game that has Patrick Mahomes and Christian McCaffrey, that is a
That's
low-scoring
a
game.
low-scoring
Yeah.
game.
No, it's not. Both of their averages are around the same exact amount.
Yeah, but then you have to
That's a good
count-
point.
you
Points
have
per
to-
game are 22 and 28 for the Chiefs and the Niners.
Points per game, it would be 29-22 if we pay attention to points per game. That would be the score 49ers 29-22. If like points per game is all that.
Not accounting for their defenses though. I would love a low-scoring game. I think low-scoring games are, to me, more exciting
Sure.
because everything matters.
Like the Ravens Chiefs AFC Championship.
I mean, not
game.
like the Rams Patriots low-scoring
Oh,
game.
yeah.
Yeah,
that
was
the
terrible.
most boring game.
That was terrible.
right.
In that Super Bowl, I broke one of the unwritten rules that we forgot to talk about, is going downstairs to play video games in the middle of the Super Bowl because you're so bored.
It was brutal.
It
Yeah,
was
it was hard to
terrible.
watch. It was hard to watch.
I think I turned off the channel for a few minutes of the game.
I had to bring my baseball.
I think
glove
I went and
inside
did homework instead.
I literally.
Rafi, what's your
okay,
pick?
that's a bit too far, but
Sorry.
I get it. You're an
Yeah.
ELA teacher.
Yeah. I think I read a book instead. Is that better? Rafi, what's your pick? What's your score?
I pick the Chiefs.
Oh, sorry. Rafi, MVP?
Patrick Mahomes.
Your MVP.
Oh, my MVP.
You pick the 49ers. Pick an MVP.
All right. I'm going to go contrarian. So I'm not going to pick your obvious one because there's no fun in that.
Chase Young.
Ooh.
No,
There's
no,
no he's actually considering
no.
it.
Nick
There
Bosa.
hasn't
no.
been a Nick. There
If
hasn't been
you're
a
going
defensive-
edge rusher, go Bosa.
there hasn't been a defensive
Dre Greenlaw.
MVP right since my boy Von Miller, your boy now.
Not Von Bell, Von Miller.
Von Miller, yeah.
He said Von Bell.
Wait,
He
I
said Von
thought
Bell.
I heard Von Bell.
Von Bell. I've not heard
What?
that name.
Oh,
in a while.
Von Bell.
what?
I'm gonna say MVP. I'm gonna say George Kittle. In very poetic justice, all the attention is on Kelce, tight end. That it's going to be another tight end.
That's a hit or
That's gonna
miss
be-
play.
Oh, it's a bold
That's
pick.
a
Those
hit or
are-
miss play because Kittle is gonna get you 50 yards a game.
Yeah.
But the fact is, if Kittle's gonna be MVP, he has to get 130, 150
I think so, too.
yards.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, one.
He's
two
gotta
touchdowns.
have more-
For
he's gotta
Kelce,
have-
that's what happens on a daily
I
basis.
know. By halftime, Kittle's going to have a game that blows McCaffrey's game out of the water.
Yeah.
Which, if you're paying attention to what I'm saying, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. That makes no sense because I'm saying in order for them to win, they have to run the ball with Christian McCaffrey. But yet I'm saying that a receiving weapon is going to win MVP. So what I'm trying to say is don't listen to anything I'm saying. I don't know what I'm talking about. Who's your pick?
I'm going to pick the Chiefs, and I'm going to say the score is going to be 38-31.
Damn.
High-scoring game. A lot of points.
Shootout with the defenses. though?
I thought Rafi was going to say 114 to 79. All right, shootout.
Very
When does it
With
become a
the
shootout? When you
defense-
get to
with
the 30s?
secondaries, though?
I think a shootout is once you get
I
over
think
the
a shootout is when it's like one-sided.
I think no,
No,
shootout is
shootout
bang,
was-
bang.
no,
Yeah, you think a
it's
blowout.
like it's like the term, but like
I think shootout is once you
Is the
eclipse
Bills-Chiefs
35
game
points. Oh my god.
divisional
that's
from
not a
couple years ago.
shootout.
That was don't bring that up. He's still healing. I think that was an amazing shootout. Who's your
He's
MVP?
still healing from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Who's your shootout? I mean, who's your
He does not know what he's talking
bang bang? Who is your who's your MVP?
So, boring pick, Patrick Mahomes.
Very boring pick. Yeah.
Because that's the correct, that's who's going to win it.
bro, the referees are practically wearing a Chiefs jersey at this point. I don't want to hear it.
Fun. No, I'm not even going to make a fun pick. Boring pick, Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
He's going to win the Super Bowl MVP.
You could go Kelsey.
I
Could you
could.
go
No,
Kelsey?
I was
That's
going to
not
say
a
something
fun
now.
pick.
could you go Chris Jones?
I was going to say there's a lot of things that the stats are like both defenses are in the top 5 in almost at every category, and only the 49ers offense is in the top 5 in almost every category,
Yeah.
while the Chiefs are in between 7 and 20 in most of their offensive categories. But I think Patrick Mahomes goes past the stats, and he's going to make
Okay.
them win.
Super Bowl pick, score, MVP.
My pick is the 49ers are going to win,
Yeah.
and I think the score is going to be 31-24.
All right. Who's your MVP?
My MVP is... I'm going to go with a fun pick and a boring pick.
Yeah, do
just
it.
like Rafi.
Yeah, I like that.
Boring pick, Christian McCaffrey. Fun pick,
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk.
Ooh, I like it.
So the
I
thing
like Ayuk.
the thing with Ayuk and the thing with Kittle, like you picked,
Yeah.
Mr. Ancona, they would have to do so good, like what Cooper Kupp did in that Rams Super
Yeah.
Bowl,
Yep.
because every single yard and every single touchdown they get, the quarterback threw them the ball.
Yeah.
And the quarterback also throws
Yeah.
it to other people.
Yeah, I agree. It's
So
hard for wide. That's why it's historically very difficult for wide receivers to win any type of MVP.
no
in a
no
game.
receivers ever won an MVP.
In the Super Bowl, they have.
In the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
they have.
but in regular, yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about the thing that some of our listeners, the only reason that
the
they
thing
have,
that Lisa wants to hear.
the thing that Lisa, shout out to Lisa, the thing that so many people want to hear about, which is Usher. Favorite Usher song, round table real fast. Mine is DJ Got Us Falling in Love.
Oh,
Right?
I didn't know
Yeah?
Usher sang
'Cause
that.
Tonight, DJ got us
Seriously?
falling in love again. Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm gonna pick that because I didn't
Okay.
even know that was by Usher.
Gabriel?
You got it bad.
Ooh, you got it bad. Adi?
I'm probably gonna go for You Got It Bad as well.
All right, you got it bad. That's going to be the song in everyone's mind after all the food that they're eating the next morning on the toilet. They'll be like, "Oh, I got it bad." Speaking of toilet bowl, let's talk about Taylor Swift.
Let's
Wow,
start with the T. We're
I
going
just
somewhere.
angered every single person that's listening.
Swifty.
You cannot cut that out. I forbid you from cutting that out.
Okay, so Taylor Swift. I think the most interesting thing. It's all overplayed. I'm not saying Taylor Swift is overplayed, but there's
Oh, she
nothing
is.
that we're going to
She
say
is.
that's going to add any kind of interesting take on this whole Taylor Swift impact. I think some of the most interesting things are going to be one, how irritated Patrick Mahomes' father looks in the box next to Britney and Taylor Swift. Watch his face, because when they show it, I guarantee you he's going to be looking incredibly annoyed at the two of them or
Yeah,
at
and
something.
then just like right next to Jason Kelce shirtless with a beard.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw
that-
that. one.
The Chiefs box is insane.
I do think that what's really interesting is
The
that
next thing they have to
Kelce's-
do is they have to get Jackson Mahomes up there.
Oh, God. No, please.
No.
Shoot him into the moon.
Stop.
Kelsey's
Chiefsaholic.
Instagram
Get
following
Chiefsaholic up there.
since
Take
the
Jackson
New York
Mahomes away.
Jets game that Taylor Swift was at has grown over 2.5 million followers. So I think the more interesting thing is, if the Chiefs win, does he propose on the little
The
podium?
field or the
That
podium. or
will
both.
be incredible for the NFL.
Oh, right. You know the NFL is like, come on, propose.
The
to
NFL
her.
is like,
to her.
propose.
But
The
only
NFL
if they
the
win.
NFL will buy you the ring. Just propose.
For
I
real.
think he can afford it.
Yo,
No, I think he'll do it with the Super Bowl ring.
the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my
After the game
God.
with the Super
no,
Bowl ring.
so that wouldn't be until the opening ceremony. They don't get their rings until
that's true.
opening game.
That's true.
So
But
that's the interesting
I
part.
don't think he does propose. I think it's way too soon.
I don't think he does either. I think there would
Maybe he
be.
hints at it.
I think there'd be a lot of cynicism. I think it'd be like, what's next?
Or he does it at the opening ceremony with the Super Bowl ring.
They
With
get
a
married
Super
at the
Bowl
opening
ring.
ceremony.
Wow,
That
All
would
right.
be insane.
I think it's very interesting.
I just want to bring
My-
it back.
to
You always
I
have
would
like
to shout out-
commentators making
I would like to
jokes.
shout out my dad again because he told me to put that question on the dock. Will Travis Kelce propose to Taylor
Shout out
Swift?
to your dad, the hopeless romantic, thinking about love during a brutal battle for
Bone-crushing game.
ultimate football supremacy. Thanks for coming along with us. Hope we covered everything. Until next time, stay safe, stay hungry. See ya.
Go Chiefs.